Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to swatch out my Daniel Smith watercolors that I had gotten. So I had ordered these and then they came while I was sick, so I haven't gotten to play with them. I'm very excited though because these are not cheap watercolors. But also these are granulating watercolors, so I'm very excited to see how they react. I purposely am using cold pressed watercolor paper so that I can see the granulation, because if you use a smoother like a hot press, it doesn't granulate as well. So yeah, this is the Jean Haines Master Artist set. There's 10 tubes. Ta-da! They just fall out perfectly. They are the teeniest, tiniest little tubes because they're just 0.5 mLs, or sorry, not 0.5, 5 mLs. You can buy these in 15 mLs sizes as well. My palette is dirty already from swatching some liquid watercolors, so I'm going to just use my palette on the side of my Tim Holtz mat here. So you won't be able to really see the colors. You'll just see them when I swatch them, but no biggie. So I'm just gonna dot them over here. And I'm gonna use my new silver black velvet brush. I'm playing around with it, trying to get to know it. Believe it or not, you do need to get to know your brushes. They all react so differently. So yeah, oh my gosh. Let's get these, okay, well that one is a bummer because that is a lot of pressure. And I just lost a whole bunch of paint on that one. Oh, that's awful. This is when I wish I had one of my reusable palettes around so I could goop that in there. But holy moly, that thing about exploded. So I definitely have way too much over on this side for that color. Oh, that's a bummer. All right, let's hope the rest of these aren't going to explode when I open them. Well, they're definitely, wow, these are definitely full. I really only need like a dot. At this point, I should have bought the dot cards. Okay. Please don't explode on me. I don't want to waste you. Wow, these are way overloaded. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, this is going to be a very messy process. I've got opera pink all over my hands now. That one just exploded and oozed right out the side. So, but the thing is these aren't cheap. So when they do that to me, I'm like, no, please don't do that. Let me get a different rag. Got paint on my hand. Okay, so welcome to my hot mess of a swatching session. Look at my hand. I mean, these are probably under pressure too from the shipping. It's not like a marker where you can pop one end and relieve the pressure though. So this is gonna be, you know what, I might just pull the color off the cap. Okay, so let me just get these in order and we'll do it that way because I am hating how much paint is getting wasted. So let me get Cascade Green. Did I put these in the right order? Okay. All right, so this one is Cascade Green. You can't see what I'm doing over here, but I'm gonna need more water. Just being ginger with the water because I wanted to see, but I don't want it that thick. Okay. Let's see, this one is Green Appetit Genuine. So I'm trying to mix some good amount of water in there because what's popping out of the tube right away is really thick. And I don't want that much. I want to see what it does with water. Okay. Let's grab some opera pink. Holy moly, that color is bright. Wowza. Look at that color. By the way, yes, transparent. Wow, that's like neon. I was excited to try that color though, because I've heard good things. Sorry if you hear hammering. I am surrounded by construction. I'm just gonna try and dot these real quick, because I don't want to get too much water on my lid. They're constructing the house not next door, it's like a few houses over, but the sound carries really well. And then they're, working on my basement. So I have like limited filming time. And let's just be happy they're not jackhammering today, because they were jackhammering for like 4 hours yesterday. So I couldn't film anything. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to film. But I can't, because it was loud. Like my daughter came downstairs and was like, Mommy, is the sound ever gonna stop? So I felt really bad. I'm trying to get these lids off. Would it be faster if I did this off camera? Yes, but then you wouldn't get the full first impressions experience, now would you? You gotta experience them like I do. And then you'll understand why my first impressions come out the way they do. Wow, these little lids kill your fingers, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh, we got another one that's exploding. Definitely a lot of pressure in these bad boys. Ugh. But again, they loaded them up when they made them, but then shipping and all that pressurization. So my tubes are basically going to be a hot mess. So is my hand. I'm trying to wipe off my hand so I don't. All right, let's resume. I'm not even going to try and say that. Quinquidone, as I say, I'm not going to try. All right, let's get that one. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful color. Okay. Let's grab some Imperial Purple. Yeah, the stuff popping right out of the tube is really thick, because it's just sitting there. I like that one. Let's get some extra water on my brush and just see. Ooh. Now you can, if you're swatching watercolors, oh, see, look at how it's granulating there. Isn't that awesome? Look at the brown coming through. Oh, that's so cool. So cool. All right, let's get this nickel azo yellow. Get some more water on my brush there. Just see how it... They didn't have the transparency info on the tube. They did have the light fast though, so I've marked that. They're all light fast 1 except this one. Nope, this one, Opera Pink, which is light fast 4. Aussie Red Gold. Ooh, that's a very pretty. Look at that orange. Love it. And I may like have these dry fully and then come back so I can discuss it with you guys. Okay, here's Moon Glow. Now this is supposed to be like some really awesome color. Ooh, it's very pretty. It's like a purpley gray. Let's add some water. But yeah, I don't think I finished my thought earlier. You can pre-wet these and then put yours down. But when I do watercolor, I tend to do dry on dry more than I use wet on wet. So I will swatch, sorry, not dry on dry. I use wet on dry more than I use wet on wet. So I tend to swatch wet on dry just because I want to see how it appears the way I normally do it, you know. So if you tend to do wet on wet more, meaning you pre-wet the page, then definitely put down some clear, you know, clean water. And then, oh, this lunar blue is gorgeous. And then set your color down. But oh, I can already see some of these granulating. Oh, I hate that I have just these little puddles over here. Let me move my camera so you can see puddles of watercolor that are just gonna get wiped up. Ah. Okay. So yeah, you can already see some of these colors granulating, like this right here. This one is. And as these dry, we'll see some more. I added a little too much water to my moon glow at the end there. Sorry about that, moon glow. But yeah, if I had a swatch of paper, I guess I can use the back of this one real quick while we set this off to the side to dry. So I could take my clean water, put it down, and then let's pick up this lunar blue, for example, and I can see how it reacts, you know, just on a pre-wet page. Now this is a slightly different cold pressed watercolor paper right here, so things are going to react differently. I'm going to grab that green Appetit or whatever it's called, put that one on there. So yeah, wet on wet is totally a different effect. Now you can always swatch both if you do both, you know, or if you just want to kind of see. I'm going to put moon glow. Wait, I already did moon glow. No, I didn't. I didn't do moon glow on wet on wet. Get that on my brush. Yeah, so you can swatch both if you do both, but I tend to be more of a wet on dry. Only time I do wet on wet is for, like, cow, look at that one just separate. That color is nuts. I can't believe how that one separates. Let's grab this magenta color. These do lay down really nicely though with the wet on wet. I mean, I'm really liking how they lay down. Let's just blend this one into this one. Oh, look at how they lift. Oh, I love it. Love it. This is the Cascade Green. Ooh, wow. These blend together so nicely. It's like, wow. I can just, like, with your brush, just really gently, you can just feel it just gliding the color. And look at that moon glow. Is that moon glow? I'm starting to figure what color's what. That might be my imperial purple now that I think of it. I don't know. I'm like, I think it's moon glow. Let me grab some more on my brush. Oh, I got puddles, so we're just gonna spread them out. Oh, but look at, you definitely get a lot more granulation with the wet on wet. Let me rinse off my brush. But let me show you. So look at, I don't know if you can see it or not, but see how there's like a pink and blue and purplish colors all just coming through there. And this one, you can totally see it because you see all like that brown just settling into the grooves of the watercolor paper. And even here, you can see that, oops, these lift really well. See, I could take a clean rag, dot them off if I want to. But when they're wet, yeah, you can already see it separating. Let's see how my swatches are doing now that they've sat over here. Oh yeah, as they dry, even with the wet on dry, you can see the granulation. So especially where I had more water and less concentrated color. So where I have concentrated color, this one's dry. Where I have the concentrated color, it's not granulating as much. That one's still wet, but I mean, look at that. You can see the various colors. Now this one is the Magenta, which I did put on here, and that one didn't granulate. I wonder if that one's not. Imperial Purple though, see how where you add more water. Opera Pink, I wonder if, does it say on them? Because I know some of theirs aren't, not all of their watercolors granulate. So something to keep in mind also. But I have to look up online what their transparency ratings are. I mean, I always do the black line with an alcohol marker and then wait for it to dry, because when you initially swatch it, it's always going to look super opaque, but then as it dries, like, see my black line coming through. But yeah, these colors are really pretty. I mean, I love this Lunar Blue. This Moon Glow is crazy. It's like a gray, purple, blue thing going on. So yeah, these are the 10 colors. These greens are really gorgeous. I mean, these are all perfect for fall. These rich purples. I mean, look at that undersea green. All these colors are gorgeous. Magenta. And it is very interesting how different they are. I mean, every color is going to be different if you do wet on wet, obviously, but like, here's my wet on wet versus wet on dry for this one. Look at that. I mean, the whole thing has granulated. I mean, this one is awesome how it looks. And that's the Moon Glow. Very cool. Now, I am new to like using granulating watercolors, so it'll be interesting to use them on a page. Now, if you don't want your watercolors to granulate, by the way, use a hot press or a very, very smooth cold press. You know, some cold press watercolor papers have double-sided. You can use the smoother side, but and I did use, I had one, this is cold press, but it's a slightly smoother one just because I wanted to, you know, make sure and see the pure color, whereas this one is a rougher cold press, so you're catching more granulation on this one. So just keep that in mind. But if you don't want them to granulate, you can just throw them down on like hot press watercolor paper. But even on the box, it kind of shows you the craziness of just how the color separates and changes. Like, see up here with these, or even showing you there. That's, I mean, the colors just do that. It's crazy. It's a very good selection of colors. You know, I mean, Daniel Smith has, oh gosh, like a ton. I think they have like 200 something colors or something like that. Something insane. So I was really excited to try these out and see what I thought. They have more sets I plan to buy. I'll also probably buy some open stock, you know, because I think the sets cost more in the long run than open stock. But I wanted to like get to know some of the colors and see what I thought. But all these are really pretty. So yeah, I'll have to play around with these. But if you have any Daniel Smith watercolor sets, let me know what your favorite set is. Maybe I'll give it a try as well. You know, like I said, I want to try a few sets of Daniel Smith products. So, because I don't feel like this is the best set probably to try, because it's 10 curated colors for the Master Artist set. But as you can see, like, I don't have the primary colors, so it's not necessarily a mixing set. Now, Daniel Smith does sell the primary colors and secondary colors, like in sets, and I think they're in larger tubes, can't remember. But, you know, because these are, I mean, the yellow is about the only one that I could go with, but yeah, this is just kind of like a master curated set of colors to use. but very like good for a landscape set. I mean, these colors are just screaming landscaping. So I definitely plan to collect more. I was just super excited to try these because they're not cheap. These and my M-grams are like the most expensive colors I have. Now the M-grams don't granulate like the Daniel Smith, but I really do dig these colors they have created, and I love the granulation color. It's wowza. So yeah, let me know if you have any Daniel Smith paints and your favorite sets or colors, and maybe I will buy those and try them out. I definitely plan to collect a lot of the Daniel Smith products, so I'd love to hear about colors or sets that you have and your thoughts, and go from there. And yeah, let me know what you think of Daniel Smith. If you have this Jean Haines Master set, if you like the granulation, what you do with it, all that. I'll be playing around with these and doing some projects, and I might even make a mixing chart, but with 10 colors. Oh my gosh, that would be a nightmare to make a mixing chart with 10 colors. So I might make a mixing chart with my M-grams because I have 5, and show you guys how to make those mixing charts because those are pretty important. But yeah, thanks guys for hanging out with me, watching me get gooped by my pressurized water tubes and just playing around with these Daniel Smiths. And until next time, take care.